This is Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum, and what better thing to do on a 90-degree spring day here in New England than ride this 1965 Greeves, made in Great Britain, made in England, where I'm named in, actually, and same year I was born. My mom was English and Irish, and boy, Grandpa must have had fun riding this when he was a kid, because let me tell you, this thing's an absolute blast. The motor shifts great, runs great, starts first kick. We've gone right through the bike front to back to techs here at the New England Motorcycle Museum. We put about $2,000 worth of time and money into the restoration. It's got NOS Metzler tires, front and rear. You can see the tires still have the nubs on the front. They're brand new. Been test riding the bike around here. The fourth gear is kind of like an overdrive on it, and it goes really good. So it's got the stainless steel front fenders, front and rear. It has a Hodaka airbox on it, or it looks like it came off of a Hodaka. I don't think it's original airbox, but it works great. And it's got a custom exhaust system on here. This isn't the factory muffler on here. I guess the original muffler failed, so they put this one on. It works great. The original header pipe's in great shape. You can see the cylinders look brand new. The frame's not all beat up on it. These were sold as trials in enduro bikes, but they used them off-road, motocross, hare scrambles. It's got a really unique front suspension on it, which is God bless you, Kenny. A link front suspension. You can see it says made in England. These are the original decals, I believe, from 1965 on the bike, indicating this thing really hasn't had a lot of use. Certainly it hasn't been ridden into the ground like most of them have. It's a survivor. I believe it has been repainted. Just a gorgeous bike. Without further ado, let me give you a quick demo on it. God bless you, buddy. That was without the choke. With the choke on, it starts first kick every time. I forgot to put the choke on. It idles beautifully. And it runs great. Space all day long, or cruise along at 45, 50 miles an hour. Kind of through the gear slam. Really cool antique trial bike. Fantastic little machine. Like I said, fourth gear is like an overdrive. Idles perfectly. Listen to the exhaust note on this thing. Buddy wants me to shut it off. He doesn't like it when we ride bikes indoors. So there you have it. I mean, good luck finding another one as nice as this. It's a 50-year-old trail bike. The NADA value on it's over $6 grand. Actually, the NADA only went up to, I gotta shut the gas off. The NADA only went up to 1970, but these were made in the 60s. Let me show you the paperwork I have on it. I've got the certificate of title, so you can register this for the street, and the headlight does work on it. It's a clean Connecticut title, and I also have a write-up from the Trail Bike magazine from Motorcycle, December 1961. They had a test on the predecessor to this one, but it had the same front end in 1961. Has an aluminum, like a monocue aluminum structure head pipe on that, on the frame, which is pretty fantastic. Standard swing arm suspension in the rear, which is 246 cc two-stroke. Compression ratio 7.9 to 1. Has an overdrive 4th speed, only weighs 235 pounds, and sold for 205 pounds in 1961. This is a 65 model to my knowledge. And they gave it a nice write-up. They talked about it being capable of winning races right out of the box, stock. And I've got the work order here showing that we put a total of $1,778 plus taxes, $1,890 into the bike between parts and shipping and labor into the restoration. Like I said, it's got new Metzler tires on there. The tank's been cleaned out. The car's been cleaned and serviced. The compression was checked. It's got great compression. Everything was adjusted on the bike perfectly. It's got a nice set of Uri grips on there. Again, the headlight works, and it's just a fantastic bike. It does leak a tiny bit of oil out of the chain case on this side right here. I don't know if they're supposed to do that as a chain oiler or whether that's a defect on the seal, but at least just a tiny bit of oil underneath it. You get a tablespoon of oil spilled out from underneath there every couple of days. So you want to check your chain case, make sure there's oil in it when you ride it. Just a fantastic museum quality piece. Certainly something that's going to go up in value. You're not going to see any of these here in the U.S. The serial number is 24 TFS 644. It says stamped made right in England on the aluminum head pipe on the frame. I think it's aluminum. If it was, it's certainly way ahead of its time. They said the tank was an aluminum alloy, at least on the 61 model it was. Inside of the tank looks beautiful. There's also a route sheet on here, which is a really cool piece before GPS came along. Caution, steep rocky downhill at mile 12.6. Left on Route 8, right on Route 23. Food and gas available here. Kind of a route sheet for probably an enduro trail. So the bike is showing 2,400 miles on the odometer. That would explain why it runs so good. The bike has no miles on it. I believe it's original saddle, original aluminum fenders, which is, just to have an aluminum fender 50 years old with no dents in it is somewhat of a miracle. The front fender alone is probably worth $300 to $500. Just a fantastic bike. Again, it's worth at least $6,000 according to the NADA, and maybe worth substantially more because NADA has no clue on these vintage bikes. And to be honest with you, this is the first Greeves we've sold. That's the first one we've had through the museum here. This was at a fellow collector's museum, Flathead Jack's museum, and he's getting up there in years and sold us his collection. So this is one of the final pieces to go from that collection, and one of the nicest. A really rare monocue front suspension, the aluminum head pipe on the frame, nickel plated header. The head on, look at the head on this thing, it looks brand new. So, yeah, the pollen here is just kicking my ass. It's like Kenny sneezing and I'm coughing. It's just, I don't know if you've been in New England before, but man, this time of year, you can just see the pollen in there. So, anyways, portion of the proceeds are going to fund the New England Motorcycle Museum. So you're buying a piece of moto history, and you're helping preserve moto history by supporting the museum. So good luck on the bidding. God bless America, and God bless England. Made in England for turning out great bikes like this. I'm going to roll her back into the museum and put her on display. So have a fantastic day.